Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
an amazing conversation today because we are here to bring Kenya to a better place. As our motto is, or as our perspective is, fixing and making sense into our politics. So we are here to make sense inside our politics, and we are here to make our Kenya move ahead. And on the headlines today, I have a lot that is cooking, and I have a lot that is moving on, whereby I will want you to sit down, be ready for it, and come up with me so that we can make sure that everything aligns itself where it's supposed to be. So what I want to urge you is, if the first time coming up to the channel, consider subscribing up and continue sharing the video so that you don't watch alone and watch with somebody. For those who are watching us on TikTok, we are live on Sound Kanja Talk TikTok, and we appreciate. For those who are watching us on Facebook, we are live on Sound Kanja Talk Facebook. We are live on Sound Kanja Talk YouTube, and we are almost all our platforms. So please, what I urge you is subscribe to all our platforms, and it will be good. So briefly, let me take you to the headlines of the day, whereby a lot has been happening, but today we have to check out the promises of our presidents. He promises a lot, and this week they were charming. From Mandela to now we are in Nairobi. We're still giving the promises. We are almost to reach the Jabukati's place, but we didn't know if the promise is gonna work. And also we have the other police stations that have been open. For this week, people decided to become police. So if I go recruitment, I don't be appointed. I'll go to open my police station and begin my own police post. That's how Kenya decided that we will go that direction. And other more stories that are being brought up. But before we roll up or we roll down, I want to bring my colleagues so that they can say hi to you. And for those who want to join the show, the link is on the comment section. Cheza Kiwewe, na jiunge show. I will begin today with Douglas to say hi to us.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the weekly show, the weekly roundup, where we analyze the news that broke the week of the short status.
Thank you, Douglas. Let us see here from the word of Jesus himself.
Who is the father of Jesus?
Okay, welcome guys. I'm Joseph. I hope you enjoy the show. Till then.
Okay, thank you. And on my right side, I have one amazing guy. Mulimwana jana kituwakilisha mbugi kubwa. Say has to Frank.
Hey guys, my name is Franklin Okoth.
Thank you, that's Frank. And we have the other himself.
How do you both have a show together with the father of Jesus? That one we must sort it out before this show is over, because it's blasphemy. And I don't want my Catholic Church to communicate. Well, thank you guys. As we start looking at the week, we hope that we'll make sense of whatever that we're sharing and help you take a right position in all our dynamic changes with our political chess games that are being displayed by key players. Asante sana.
Okay, thank you guys, and we are ready to roll, and we are here to make sure that everything is aligned up. So The first day order of the day, I want to bring the matter on the desk. There are a lot of things that are happening, but leo kuna some breeze kametokea. Today we break up the silence, or we begin up the morning show from the police post. We have seen the police posts, and I will play the news, the outcome first, and then we're going to have the conversation on the police post. I'm going to play at least 3 videos so that we can analyze to us the 3 videos.
Kuona ya kwamba nchi yetu iko sawa.
Wakati huo inspekta mkuu wa polisi Douglas Kanja amekashifu hatua ya Collins Chepkulei mwenye umri wa miaka 26 kufungua kituo cha polisi cha Cheboror Patrol Base katika eneo la Keses. Akizungumza jijini Mombasa baada ya kufungua rasmi kituo cha polisi cha Mbaraki katika eneo la Mvita, Kanja amesema kwamba kuna utaratibu wa kufuatwa wakati wa kufungua kituo cha polisi. Anasema mikakati imewekwa ili kuimarisha usalama sehemu mbalimbali kote nchini.
Kuna utaratibu ambao inafuatwa. Kuna kitu inaitwa public participation pamoja na leadership ya area fulani. Wao wenyewe wanaona kweli hapa tunahitaji kituo cha polisi ndio tuweze kuongeza usalama. Alafu hiyo mjadala inapelekwa kwa sub county security committee ambao inaongozwa na the DCC wa hiyo area na wakuu ya polisi wa hiyo area na National Intelligence Service na wale wengine ambao wako kwa hiyo vitego za usalama. Wanaikalia chini, wanaiangalia vizuri. Wanaona na kweli vile wananchi wanasema hapa tunahitaji kituo cha polisi ni hivyo. Kwa hivyo hiyo wazo inaletwa mpaka inafika kwa Inspector General wa polisi kule Nairobi, na kweli sisi tukifuata ile utaratibu imewekwa na katiba yetu, tunaona kweli inatakana kupeanwa polisi hapo. So hiyo ndio ile utaratibu inatakana kufanywa, na ndio ile angefuata ule alifungua kituo yake ya polisi. Kwa hivyo hiyo ilikuwa ni makosa kubwa ambao haikutakana.
Ya watu 7 walioanzisha seli na hata kuwazuilia walevi kinyume cha sheria. Washukiwa hawa wanadaiwa kufungua seli katika mtaa wa Al-Karim Makaburini viungani mwa mji wa Kakamega, ambako waliwaadhibu watu waliodai ni walevi. Waliozuiliwa walilazimishwa kulipa faini ya shilingi 300 kila mmoja.
Ni kisa kilichozua gumzo mjini Kakamega. Kuwepo kwa seli ndani ya mtaa wa mabanda wa Makaburini umezua uoga miongoni mwa wakazi. Na kama maafisa wa usalama wanavyofanya kazi, washukiwa 7 waliokuwa wakiendesha operesheni ya kuwakamata wakazi na kuwazuia walifanya vivyo hivyo.
Walinitoa tu kwa mlango, sikujua yenye wananipeleka chenye kinaendelea. Kufika huko nikapata kuna wenzangu huko wanachapo, pia mimi nikaingizwa huko na nikalala huko siku 3 kana chapo. Sasa sikujua chanzo nini.
Akaniambia bwana, umemaliza kuoga? Nikasema nimemaliza kuoga. Haya, vaa haraka, toka tuende. Nani mwenye anakuita? Nikasema makosa ni nini? Hakuna, wewe tuende. Twende, unaitwa huko. Haya, nikakaa mchana, niliingia saa 10 nilipata hawa huko. Saa 6 usiku sasa ndio ikaanza sasa viboko. Walinichapa, hii mapacha si mapacha.
Waathiriwa wanasema waliwekwa wanaume na wanawake pamoja kwenye seli na walitumia ndoo kwa haja ndogo na kubwa.
Yaani kama imekukaza tu unaingia tu ndani hiyo. Sasa hutaki kujua hata mwanaume kama ako hapa ama mwanamke. Sasa utafanya aje? Sasa inabidi tu.
Kulingana na baadhi ya waathiriwa na walioshuhudia, washukiwa walidai kuchukua hatua ya kuadhibu wale waliohisi ni wapenzi wa mvinyo.
Nilikuwa natoka kazini, wakaniambia wewe mama kucha hapa. Wewe ni mtu mwenye tunataka tena unakunywanga pombe. Wakaambia mmoja apatiana kifunguo. Huyo mmoja akachukua kifunguo. Kaniambia kuja nikuonyeshe seli. Kafungua dirisha.
Hii ni siku ya 3 nikiona hiki kitendo. Nikauliza, kwa nini mnafungia vijana wa hapa? Ni wakaniambia wewe pia wewe utaingia hapa. Nikauliza kijana mwingine, akasema nataka kusimamisha watu wa pombe. Watu wa pombe wote hapo. Na hapo mavipoko zikaanza.
Yule nilimwendea kwanza kabisa alikuwa ni mzee wa mtaa wangu village elder, ambaye alikonfirm, alidhibitisha kwamba kweli kuna chumba ambacho hawa watu wanawekwa. Baada ya kutafuta ni akina nani, tumekuja kwa ground, tumepata ni ukweli.
Katika operesheni iliyoongozwa na polisi, watu 9 waliokolewa na washukiwa 7 kukamatwa. Miongoni mwa washukiwa ni mzee wa kijiji anayedaiwa kuongoza operesheni hiyo na kuwaadhibu walevi mtaani kinyume na sheria.
Taarifa ya Kigatete.
Ndio tumeamua leo tutafungua cell taratibu wa Levi, na Chembrao Police Station imesema kwamba hakuna mtu katamiki bila idhini yao, na wameweza kubaki. Inasemekana kwamba that police station has been able to enforce the law more than the
Enforce which law? There's no law against being drunk. There's only law against being drunk and disorder. But if you are in order and you're drinking, you are okay. So this police station needs to substantiate.
Okay, let us be roll up. Let me give you Jose that side. Jose, what is your opinion and what is your contribution?
My opinion is that you can understand people from both sides of Western. Huh? You see, pombe imekuwa ni tatizo kubwa sana, because you find out that Chang'aa, it has been built since our forefathers. So it has been passing from generation to generation. Now to control it, even the government, they have failed to control it of political issues in there. Most people, when you come to our area, like we are neighboring to Rwanda. When you go to Rwanda now, you find the original people now taking it. No matter how mlete kanta Lorishirini Mopolisi, that area is something else, because I think they had an idea on how they can control it, but this thing it's not easy. Hata kama imeshinda serikali, who is Big Guru? Big Guru ni mtu yuko na cheo nyingine ndogo sana kwa community, ni mzee wa nyumba 10, but haizi chukua sheria kwa mkono yake na mayouths kwa area, and then he decides to open a cell which is not recognized by the headquarter of Western police headquarter in Western. Yeah, hapa amekosea sana. He has to follow the channel to do that. Yeah, he has to arrange with the chief, and chief end up appear or planning. It's a process. It's not something which you just wake up and then decide you want to open a cell. But to my area people, it's too much. Yeah.
And what about this one, the General Police Station? They said the police was that person went ahead and opened a police post against or without following the law. This one is just a cell, and the other one is police post. Even if you're back in the police post, you make proper rangia police post, you can sell ndani, make everything.
The guy, I saw that clip. Huh? He did that due to security reasons. You see, when you find a places whereby utapata police station iko mbali sana na wananchi wanakaa. So utapata in cases of places like pale kuna insecurity, unapata sasa mtu anaamua acha nijenge nisaidie watu, but that the guy, okay, I don't know what was in his mind. Hata ukimwangalia mtu mwenyewe is a well educated person, yeah, mbali shikwa, but reasoning yake, I'm not, unless my colleagues kwa hii panel wanisaidie kuchambanua.
Okay, let me listen to Douglas, tell us what is
so these are two different issues, right? Kuna hiyo issue ya Western. Okay, I'm saying it's true from Jose's side. Hata kwetu Ushago, there's mzee wa mtaa and that local administration unit, nyumba 10, and so they have youth I think they are the machinery at the village where people who are misbehaving, kids who are not going to school, ama watu walevi who are disturbing the community, they just go and take them and start beating them. But you know, it ended to the extent where he opens an actual sale and you know, people are arrested and wanaenda wanafungiwa kule. And okay, personally, I've always felt like it's unjust because you know we live in a country governed by law, but such those are vigilantes. Those are not you know, that's not a unit that has been devised under the law. So sometimes the punishment might be extreme as much as they might be, you know, they might have come up with it for good. But sometimes the punishment might either be extreme or unjust. Because you know, it's my life. If I just get drunk, then what's the problem? If I'm not getting in the way, if I'm not encroaching into anybody's space, then what's the issue? I'm not stealing from anybody to go and get drunk. I'm not making noises in the village. Just because my father is not okay with me drinking, no, unanishika, you go and beat me. So that's not okay.
And if I ask that, this is not about being beaten alone, or it's not about making yourself. If we can paraphrase and say that these are some people have decided to just come up with a strategy so that they can be donating money from people and also can be distributing from the society, because the law has said that the vigilante thing was died a long time ago. Right now we have the initiative, whereby initiative, the responsibility is to check out to make sure that the usalama is avoided, whereby they are not allowed to beat anybody, but they are allowed to report any incident within their residence that is like uncontrolled. So do you feel that this is right, or it's part of strategies for somebody that has come up with to make sure that you can start something from it?
Oh yeah, I was getting to the extortion, but I just wanted to see it first from that angle. You know, it's not right. That is literally taking the law into your hands. Then there's the part of extortion where you set up a sale, then you arrest people who are drunk, then you tell them to get out of here, you have to pay 300. That is extortion, and you know the perpetrators of that should be arrested and booked by the law. They've broken a law. You can't just set up a sale. The issue of Acheboro police station. So apparently the story goes that guy actually was in cahoots with some senior officials, because you can't just set up a police station that is complete with everything. will be. You just operate it. You have to know somebody somewhere, and somehow you eat with them. You know, but social scientists will tell you that in a corrupt society like ours, where some people are, some people live in extreme poverty, and, there's no equal opportunity for everybody. Such things are bound to come up. Someone coming up with a police station. The other day, there was someone who had won over 15 cases in court without ever stepping in a law class. Yeah, fake lawyers. We've seen fake doctors. We have fake pastors all over. So such things are bound to come up in our society like ours. Like Nigeria is way more corrupt than us. We see them in all these scandals and drugs and human trafficking and all this stuff. So social scientists will tell you that this is very predictable in a society as corrupt as ours.
Okay, we are coming back to you, but before we come back to you, let me go to Frank. Frank, wewe unaona mbunge nasema hii story ya kufunga police station yenye si halali. Tumeona hii stuff hata Nairobi. Unakuta mtu anajifanya kanjo, anakuja anakubeba na atakutisha pesa ndio kwani ukiangusha karatasi njugu na kukamua baya. What can you speak about this to the police station is not good about it?
Hapo tunasema.
Wewe shajikuta kwa ile sare kwamba umebebwa na wase tao na sio makarao. Anakuwa anakuambia kutoka. You never come across mtu anajifanya yeye ni karao na anataka kukamua mbaya.
Yeah. Endelea kuishi songa huko. Wewe tuambie, unajua wewe ndio uko na practical experience ya ghetto. Tuambie vile mambo yanaendanga ghetto. Kama mtu anateremba simu.
Like ile kupinch. Nataka kupinch.
Utaki kusema ama hujaona chochote? No, just say what you are supposed to say. Stop hiding information from us.
Yeah, because mimi nasikianga ati kuna wale maoni wenye
ndio
wanaendanga wanaanza kuara soma kibanda ati
lazima utoe mshuru
vitu kama hizo.
Hakuna ordinary.
Ordinary mimi sijaona huo.
Wewe kaje tokea.
Wewe anaonekana ndio cover up. Walikwambia ukiongea they will come for you. Mnachoma biashara yake. Okay, two things. One, we could say that there is a laxity in terms of the government in authority or in power to make sure that security is the security of the country is taking place. We seem to have a disconnect between the police headquarters and the police posts, and even those police posts seem not to have an understanding of what's going on around them. Remember that story where the bodies were found in Quarry, and the Quarry is like 20 meters from the police station. Yeah, so there seems it's a clear indication that what we are calling national security, it is not even national security, it's just people who sit in the office and make money. Nobody's concerned about their environment. And when that begins to happen, then of course somebody's going, they say that nature abhors vacuum. So somebody will take charge in that particular place because anajua hapa polisi kufika, it will take even 3 years before it is discovered that I am here. Okay, so it is a very, indictment to the police, and that's why the Inspector General of the Police should first of all own up for failing to provide security for Kenyans. Okay, before he begins to castigate these people who are volunteering to do his work without his permission. Okay, and then of course there is no law against being drunk. There's no law against being drunk. There is a ban on illicit brew. Okay, so if I'm drunk and I've already taken illicit brew, you should not arrest me. But if you find me taking the illicit brew, that illicit brew is what is illegal, not my being drunk. So the people who are putting up police station to beat up people because they are drunk, they are in violation of both the human rights of those people and infringing on their space. The only capacity they have is to launch a complaint that the son of so-so gets drunk and beats up people, or gets drunk and picks up clothes from clothesline, something like that. So what is happening is just the usual, we call them petty crimes, that are taking place, and it's because our security operators are not doing their job. This is a clear manifestation that our country is not secure. Our country is not secure, and the people with that responsibility are not doing what they're required to do. I used to be a detective prefect in school, undercover. And our responsibility was to report each and everything that is taking place. Kama wewe kwa umepewa class 3S, 3D and 3A, everything, any funny move you see of a student, you follow them up without them noticing. Then you report so and so goes in so place and does it, and then you will be summoned in that kulikuwa na chumba cha ukweli. the discipline master, but they will never know who reported. So they needed intel on the ground to help them in the administration of the school. So it is clear that even the NIS is not working, the DCI is not working, and the rest of the police thing is just, I think, a scam, to say the least. It's a very sad reality because years back, the Kenya police was the best. So the laxity that has come in, and then of course there is also frustration of the police now speaking on behalf of the police. Because why should I wake up, establish law and order, and my salary is 19,000. 19,000, you can walk with it in the supermarket and come out with nothing, and the trolley is not full. So the government must do something. Either they want the country secured, or they open the country to every form of insecurity. Forget about these illegal police stations. We can have illegal barracks, okay, where now the terrorists are gathering in some forest somewhere, training their people and dispatching them. And nobody will know because the nearest police station cannot tell what's happening on the next road. That's too bad. Let me leave it there.
Okay, when you're bringing it up clearly, and you've seen that you speak about the side perspective, and you have speak about the police side, you also speak about the other side of Monenchi and also the outer life. Okay, I have seen back then most of the time, you normally see somebody, if somebody wants to hide something, we hide it close to the police station because he doesn't know that he will never suspect that I have closer to this police station. I want to help us to understand. Okay, the roles have been divided. Okay, there's somebody play pattern role, this pattern roles. What do you feel that makes it so that it can look that awkward, whereby the police cannot be able, apart from the other one who said that the less of payment, what else can you feel that is make the police not to know what's happening in this role?
Is I would say wrong focus. Wrong focus in the sense that you've been sent to protect the people, okay? But you're looking at those people as your customers. Extortioning now becomes the focus instead of providing security. And you're extortioning because you are also angry, okay? That wakubwa, they are demanding this and this, but are not, there is no commensurate of what they are demanding. They want us to catch cattle rustlers. They want us to catch bandits and all that. The apparatus to do that, not available. The guns to do that, not available. The uniform, everybody has it. You can't tell who is police and who is not police. So in fact, identifying yourself as a police is endangering your life because the people can arrange for you and finish you. So there are so many things, there are so many lapses in our security sector that is contributing to this. And of course, there are places where we have competent somebody who come to the place and doesn't care about the pay, doesn't care about the frustration, who just do his job because one, there are kuna watu wale wameitwa, okay, in particular vocations. Like if you are a teacher because of salary, your class will be performing poorly, not because the students are dumb, but because you are not given into ensuring that they understand what you are teaching. You don't enjoy their company. You look at them as a bother, okay? And so you will have laxity in the same. So there are people who enjoy providing security. They feel the anointing. Anytime there is an investigation, he jumps up and gets happy. And so what is needed is also wherever merit in promotions. Okay, mtu amekaa constable 20 years. What do you want him to do? And then after that, you transfer him to some lokjokyo something, some picket somewhere. He will reach there and In fact, he will turn into a bandit. So many things need to be done, but to start with, I think we should consider retraining the police, review the syllabus of training the police, and the remuneration for the police need to be reviewed. And I think I will also suggest that let them not be ramped up into the police headquarters. You are more effective when you are dealing with one small sector per time. So let's say the different regions to have different ways of addressing the issues within that locality. But the issue of if there is a problem, you have to go to Vigilant House. You have to, contact the Vigilant House. Vigilant House may have no idea where your police post is. They just see it on the screen or see it on Google Map. So I think a lot needs to be done. And as a country, at this time and age, don't forget we are in the AI, artificial intelligence. So if we can run a physical police station, what about a virtual? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that contribution. I would like to, as we sending up that video, does anybody else any clue also apart from what Ben has said can make that happen? Because I've seen this, by the way, that's been alarming issues. Most of the time, we normally see that these are the things that happen. Instead for some police enforcing the law, that the one that making the law to go down, or the one breaking the law. So, anybody with any comment on that before we start?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to add something else on top of that. We were watching some video on YouTube with Jose. It was a crime reformist who was telling his story of how he had a police uniform, like a real police uniform. And so, he decided to make business out of it. So he was just roaming a certain neighborhood and extorting people. Like he found a partner and he was roaming the streets, a certain neighborhood and extorting people. And funny thing is that while he was doing his round, he would meet with actual police officers, and he would just say hi. And the other police would, I don't know, they were saying crew, something.
Guru, they call them, they refer to each other as guru, meaning guru.
Yeah, something like that. So, what came up as weird to him from his narration is how comes like you and the police, you've been positioned here. For instance, if police in this area, there are certain very specific police officers who've been assigned. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've been assigned to man this neighborhood. So if you come across other police officers from the same service, National Police Service, roaming the streets, in your jurisdiction, you will ask yourself questions. You will ask them, what's up? Is there any function? If there's no function that's going on, maybe the service has called for enforcement, then they are there wrong. Yeah. So, that I think that just comes off, just speaks to this issue. And I think on top of what we've already discussed, I think the other problem is just bureaucracy, which is affecting most of our institutions. That, if I see something that is wrong here, I can't just deal with it or ask, because I assume that there's a different unit that is dealing with that. And, that affects coordination, that affects so many things, because now things that we can just deal with them and expeditiously, now we can't because of that bureaucracy. There's someone else who is in charge, and that bureaucracy just leaves so many gaps that you can see people now taking advantage of them because they know that before someone actually realizes that something is wrong, it will take a while because of that bureaucracy. It affects institutions, even in corporate. Too much bureaucracy is not good at all. That's why you're seeing Elon Musk in America, in the new government, cutting down that bureaucracy. It causes problems like this one. So bureaucracy is something that is affecting a lot of our institutions, in police, in the police service. And
to add on what Nani is saying, Douglas, you find that actually we have fake police around. You see, it's not that the real police they don't know. They know. They eat together because there's a time one of the TV stations they were doing a documentary about how police they hire their guns to the gangsters around. You know, this thing is not new to us because when you see these issues of fake police station, fake whatever, it has been there. So actually, from where I'm sitting, I know there are fake police stations in this country. It's only that they have not been identified. You see, so it is a neglect. The government is ni kama wamezembea. There's a place whereby kuna pale wamezembea kidogo ambapo these people they are eating the big fish in the forces. But for the government, they have to do thorough research and see who is fake posters and who are the real. Because it is very funny. You see, you will find out that police wa Central Police Station anakuja anafanya patrol hapa Buruburu. Yeah, you know, there's a way. Then these police stations they know each other. Wa Buruburu haizi kosa kujua wa Kayole. Yeah, mpaka lazima kuja muulize what is going on. But wewe unakutana na mtu tu unapita tu. It's funny because there's something wrong with our country in terms of security.
Okay, thank you for that contribution. Because
but before we move on, just a question I want to ask you: it's difficult to find people who are doing actual crime like this, but it's usually very easy to find, innocent protesters.
Yeah. Do you know? Like, let me tell you one thing. Everything is being strategized, and everything is like we normally say we follow the order, and it depends on who has given the orders. Because I've told you that if you want to hide something that is illegal, maybe closer to the police station, because nobody will ever doubt that thing is closer to the police station. And then another thing is you have to realize that the police law says that a police trains a police. And that whenever you see any police patrolling, he never patrols one police. They patrol two in pairs. Mostly male police and a female police. Or two police. Probably there must be two police. Because a police guides a police and a gun guides another gun. So that time if somebody sees somebody who is standing up, things like this happening, it's because we don't have clear line. Then it will hear what about like you to come here or scale some of the cleaning up, they don't know who are doing that. They don't know the police who are doing that. You see? They will take it to the DCI now, they say, even the DCI they don't know who is doing that. You will hear that. So they will play the blame game shit. I don't want to be seen that I'm the one of the mistake. I don't want to blame myself for the mistake, so I throw the mistake away. Then the other person also throw it. Then the other person throw it. So at the end of the day, you don't see the clearance. Okay, as we see on that scenario, let us see this. On Tuesday, what happened? Vurugu ilikuwa wapi? At the GSU gate. Let me play up the news. We cannot communicate because President is in Nairobi this week. And Tuesday we see what's the thing happen. From Madare to the headquarters of the police. If such a thing can happen to the gate of the headquarters of the police, what do you expect? To understand where one is you. So we don't just proclaim it that let us watch this video so that we can talk to the lab about that.
Karibu. Wafanyabiashara katika maeneo ya barabara ya Thika wanakadiria hasara, huku watu wengine wakiuguza majeraha baada ya kushambuliwa na magenge ya wahalifu hapo jana. Waathiriwa walivamiwa na magenge eneo la Ruaraka saa kadhaa baada ya ziara ya Rais William Ruto katika eneo hilo. Ben Kirui anatufungulia Nipashe jioni ya leo, akiangazia picha za kamera za CCTV kuhusu yaliowasibu wakazi, huku Inspekta Mkuu wa Polisi Douglas Kanja akisema washukiwa kadhaa tayari wamekamatwa.
Machafuko na hali ya kutokuwa na sheria zilitanda katika mitaa ya Allsops eneo la Ruaraka siku ya Jumanne. Tukio lililojiri Rais William Ruto alipokuwa akiwahutubia wakazi katika eneo jirani la Mathare ifikapo Jumatano. Athari za machafuko hayo zilikuwa dhahiri. Wakazi waliotatizika na wafanyabiashara bado walikuwa wakikabiliana na mshtuko wa vurugu zilizochochewa na magenge ya kihalifu waliotumia fursa hiyo kupora.
Walikuwa wanaenda kwa kundi ya around 70. Wanakuja duka yote yenye imefunguliwa na iko karibu na njia. Wanaingia, wanaiba watu vitu na wanapiga watu, unaona. Na pia walikuwa wamejihami kwa visu na shoka ile ndogo ndogo ya kupiga nayo watu.
Wakaharibu kitu ya huyu jamaa. Hii troli, kuna troli nyingine ilikuwa hapa, sio hii nyingine ameleta saa hizi. Jamaa alienda hasara hapa ni stock ya kama 3,000 yenye ilikulwa na mavijana.
Wale waliopitia madhila hayo walielezea masaibu yao ya kutisha, sauti zao zikiwa bado zimejaa hofu.
Tulikuwa tumetoroka hivi tukashikiwa na huko. Mimi nilikuwa na simu. Hiyo simu ndio simu niko nao tu, mimi ni mwanafunzi bana. Nimeshikiwa na hapo, mimi niwapatia tu. Mimi sikuwa nataka kupigwa. Mimi niwapatia tu. Kuwapatia wakaniacha, wakakimbia na mbele.
Wapita njia wasio na hatia na wakazi waliokuwa wakiendelea na shughuli zao za kila siku walijipata wakilengwa, wengine wakushambuliwa na kuporwa, simu za mkononi ziliibwa. Wafanyabiashara wadogo walipoteza bidhaa za maelfu ya pesa, huku biashara nyingi zikilazimika kufungwa kufuatia vurugu hizo.
Mimi nauza socks. Wengine wamekuja wananisukuma, mwingine ananipiga. Wengine wanachukua socks wanavaa kwa mikono, wengine wanavaa kwa miguu. Nauza viatu, kuna viatu walichukua, selected few. So it was a traumatizing thing.
Hata madereva waliokuwa wakitumia barabara kuu ya Thika walilengwa. Wakinaswa katikati ya vurugu, magari yao yakiharibiwa, huku magenge hayo yakifanya uharibifu mkubwa.
Mwalimu wangu alikuwa ndani ya gari, but the goods were trying to steal from him inside the car because we normally park our car here. Lakini sasa he had to close the windows na akaruka nyuma ya gari akajificha hapo.
Inspekta Mkuu wa Polisi Douglas Kanja amesema uchunguzi umeanzishwa, huku baadhi ya washukiwa wakikamatwa kwa visa hivyo. Ghasia hizo zilizoshuhudiwa katika mtaa huu wa Allsops, ambapo wahuni walivamia kiholela biashara na wakazi wasio na hatia, zilitokea moja kwa moja nje ya lango la makao makuu ya GSU na kituo cha polisi cha Ruaraka, likiibua maswali: ni kwa nini maafisa wa polisi hawakuchukua hatua? Ben Kirui, runinga ya Citizen, Ruaraka.
Natumai umesikia. The incident happened between the headquarters of the police and from the stage.
What I can say, yeah, I'll defend the JCU because, according to the training of JCU, the JCU, they respond to what we call the signal. JCU anaweza kuona taka unaikiwa hapo na kuacha. Because the way he has been trained, ametrainiwa kupatiwa signal to go ahead. But the normal police, the blue boys, we call them the blue boys. Blue boys haizi kuona unaibiwa na kuacha, because the way he has been trained, amekuwa trained to protect. Unaona? Same as goes to a traffic police. Traffic police anaweza ona kama mwizi anafukuzwa hapa, imeibiwa. But haizi fukuza hiyo police. Haizi fukuza mwizi ama shika mwizi. Natapita tu karibu na yeye. Kama juzi when I went to town, there was this thing of wakati Ruto na Raila walikuwa na sign your MOU. Yeah? So ilinipata tu ndio nimeshuka pale class ya was on my way to Prestige nilio hapa hili. So kuna kikundi ilikuwa imetoka huko KICC ya vijana wengi sana. Vijana sasa nikaona wameanza kupora watu, wanapora wa mama, mabeti, simu, nini, vijana wengi. Mbele yangu kulikuwa na afisa wa mapolisi wawili. What I was shocked is that I saw those policemen wakinyang'anywa simu na wananyang'anywa pingu na vijana. So kuna group nyingine ya watoto vijana tu wadogo tu walikuja kwangu wataka kuninyang'anya simu. But I dealt with them properly. Yeah.
Which one is this properly?
Properly.
We also want to learn. Just in case.
You know, the way walikuwa wamekuja kunisimamisha, wakanisimamisha. Unajua sasa crowd iko mirende. Sasa walikuwa wamenisimamisha ile toa simu nini vijana wawili wamenishi. So mimi sikutaka ku lose time na wao. I just decided nikampiga moja ngumi ya shingo, akaanguka chini, na huyo moja nikamsweep immediately haraka. I was too fast to act on them because the way I saw vile waliwatia mapolisi walikuwa wamevaa wajavaa uniform. So two officers walipoona nimefanya hivyo wakakuja on my side to assist. You see, ndio tukakuja tukakumbana nao hapo au vijana wakaanza kukimbia. So they chased them up to hiyo entrance ya kuingia Uhuru Park. By good chance ama good luck tulishika wawili ambao walikuwa wamenyang'anya mapolisi na tukawabeba tukawapeleka hiyo police station iko karibu na pale ya Metapo pale police station. So that's how we secure some few people walikuwa wanaibiwa. Kuna mzee mwingine aliibiwa kila kitu, alikuwa ametoka kuchukua sijui ni birth certificate, sijui amechukua nini huko, alikuwa amebeba bag na so he was preparing to go back to Ushago. Ni kama alikuwa amekuja kufanya vitu fulani Nairobi, akamaliza sasa na alikuwa anateremka anaenda hapo country basi arudi nyumbani. Kila kitu yake ilichukuliwa. So nikasema this thing is it's not all about, sometimes you can't blame the police about it because pia wanakuwa attacked. It's all about to be in a right place, to be safe, and it's always to be safe. That's what I can say because nani amesema huyo journalist tumemsikia, I blame the police station here go around that police station inafaa iangaliwe vizuri sana. Yeah, but for the General Service Unit headquarters, they have a restriction. Yeah.
I know they have restriction. Do you know by the end of the day they are the one who came to solve everything? In fact, I don't know why involved because the chaotic was so much.
That is now after. You see, they have been given signal. Agency officer akipatikana ameshika ndio hivi, ataulizwa akipelekwa kotini, ataulizwa were you given a signal? They don't react.
Let me listen to Douglas.
Kanja.
Can you help to prepare your colleague?
But I wish you were doing this story. I would have sent you a certain video. So there were claims on social media that the president is moving around Nairobi with guns. So job ikiisha, you expect them to just go back home. So I would have sent you that video of the president's motorcade zooming by. Then at the end of the motorcade, it's just a very huge mass of guys on motorbikes also following that motorcade. So whenever you see a huge mass of Osewanduthi, in most cases they're usually goons, hired goons. So there were claims on social media. I don't know how true that is, but we all know how Nairobi politics works. Your might in Nairobi politics depends on how much you can command a crowd of goons to go and deal with with issues expeditiously. So to some extent, that I think is true. And you know, how comes people just are confident enough to go and attack people outside the police station in the neighborhood of GSU, even if the GSU needs some sort of authorization for them to leave their barracks to go and deal. But how comes people are just confident to attack people? Nasikia huyo ameenda sijui wakienda entered kwa kibanda wakakula stock yote. People are just confident. Yeah, it's because they've been empowered. So leo tumepata Keroma, bado tumelipwa. So leo is stupid. So to some extent, I think that must be the case. These were hired goons, and at the end of the business day, they decided to finish up with shaking up a few people. That probably explains why the police walisema hapana, hao wako kazi yao inatoka juu.
Let me listen to mkurugenzi hapa. Waziri. Wewe unaona mambo iko vipi kulingana na hiyo maswala? Do you think those people are doing right? Na visi kwamba wale watu ambao wanatokea kupiga watu kuwanyang'anya mzao kwa road
wafanyi poa, lakini pia ni kama venye Dagia amesema, pia watu ni kama walikombolewa. Juu wenyewe raia wa kawaida hizi ingia tu hivi na kuanza kushambulia watu ovyo tu hivyo bila sababu. Hadi unasikia wanaenda ndo unakula stock ya mtu kama mayai. Mayai, yani ni mayai, ilikuwa mayai na smoky, sio? Wanakula vitu za zenye zimegaramikia, yani do nini tao tatu.
Ndio ya kijana amejua leo hapa ndo kwenye tunaenda kula sapo. Wamebonge mpaka torodi.
Zote.
That is so serious. Let me listen to that. What is your take about this story?
There was a movie called The Fruit of My Labor.
Where we get the fruit of my labor? What is watching?
People are looking for the fruit of their labor. They cannot go back home empty-handed. Now, I will still go back to the same thing. Huh? Those are security lapses. Security lapses in the sense that the function was for the president. And the president's visit tightens security. In the sense that the people, especially now that police station, then the GCU headquarters, and anything there in terms of security, before the president arrives, the intel should be as detailed as possible, including in the dens of gangs. They know who is who where. Hata unajua kuna ile mwizi sugu anajulikana. Wanajua amelala wapi na atatoka saa ngapi. That is how police operate. So what we are seeing is a manifestation of one, impunity, and then I look at it as a protest in the aspect that the big boys are eating big and are leaving nothing down here. And then they come to make noise for us. So to show them that what they are saying doesn't make sense to us and we are suffering is less datify whatever they came to claim. And so it is a protest. I can look at it as a protest from the hustlers against the hustler pretender and of course the rest of the political class. So that's what I can make of it. Like what Jose was talking about. The deal is being signed at KICC, and then a few meters from KICC, trouble is happening on Haile Selassie. Okay, so we have a disconnect between the ruling class and the ordinary mwananchi. And then, of course, there was we have been saying that kazi mtaani that was put by Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president, it was not just an economic move, it was a security measure. So that you have all these young people occupied. As they do their work, they will have no time to gather in their gangs. They will have no time to plan those kind of robbery things. But now they have been left. They wake up in the morning, the mother is expecting something from them. The father is asking for something from them. The grandmother is saying, you know, when I got married, I was hoping that my grandchildren will take care of me. And then now that hopelessness is now resulting into defiance. And this is a very, I would say, dangerous aspect that the people concerned need to move with speed. And then also the political deception needs to be controlled. The politicians need to understand that times have changed, and the population they are dealing with is not the semi-literate and or less informed of the past, where the news was coming from one house and that was all the news. There will be no other means of comparing the news. It was as late as I think 90s when there was a second TV station introduced. Okay, so all this time there's one radio station, there is one TV station, and all of them are controlled by the state. So the information is controlled. People rely on others rely on what did you see, or they wait for the newspaper the following day to read what happened yesterday. So it was easy to deceive the public then. But now you can't, because before you finish saying the sentence, they will complete the sentence for you and the interpretation of it and what it means and how it is useless. So it is a reality that all political players must embrace and understand. Don't start a fire you can't put out, and don't engage people for the sake of deceiving them. Like now the current administration has a lot of baggage in terms of the disgruntled members of the public from all the promises they made and the promises they are making. So the promises they are making are more, in fact, irritating than the one they made before the election. So the moving around of Ruto and trying to do more promises, and then say he has left you 1 billion there, 3 billion there, 40 million there, it sickens the young people. And so the defiance and the protest may just escalate into something that is bigger than what the administration is ready to deal with. So the Ruaraka police station, the GSU headquarters, they had information. What did they do with the information? Because intelligence is as good as when it is acted on earlier to abort the crime. Not when the crime begins to happen, then you react. That's not keeping security. That's not restoring order. That means the order has already been disturbed. But proper security management is the intel is given, including the people, how to identify those people, and then the plain police officers begin to pick those people one after the other without them even having done anything, because those crude weapons are with them. So what we are seeing here is an administration that is out of touch, one, and then two, they are not serious about providing security, especially to the public. Maybe also is a political move in the sense that the more impoverished the people are, the easier it is to rule them. And you see the way the stakes are very high. Ruto wants to rule people, dominate people, subdue, but the defiance is very high. So one of the things that is making the defiance very high is these small incomes. These people become so much unable to generate a meal per day, then they will wait for that ile chakula ya kupewa, ile ya kupanga line. So wewe utapigana na serikali ambayo imekuletea unga ikakuletea nini? And then if that is the politics, then we are very, very badly placed, because there isn't enough money to distribute relief food everywhere in this country. They're resorting to relief food when you could not keep a school feeding program. That's terrible.
I think we also need to take a guess when check out the politics. So I'll speak about the promises. I want to check out the promises a little bit as we summing up. Also, we check out the story of the handshake. What in frame like handshake. There is other stories. So also we are ready to hear from other Kenyans, and also your opinion too, because your opinion matters. Makes sense towards it. So I'll play up this video and then let us check more details towards this.
Huku hayo yakijiri, tunaarifiwa kwamba baraza la mawaziri limeidhinisha ujenzi wa barabara ya Rironi Mau Summit kuanzia tarehe 1 Juni mwaka huu ili kusaidia kupunguza msongamano wa magari katika barabara hiyo inayotumika sana na wale wanaosafiri kuelekea Nyanza na magharibi ya Kenya. Na kama anavyoeleza mwanahabari wetu Emmanuel To, haya yanajiri huku Rais Ruto akiendelea na ziara yake ya Nairobi hii leo, ambapo aliendelea kutoa ahadi zaidi.
Mkutano huo wa baraza la mawaziri ulioandaliwa Jumanne asubuhi uliafikia kujenga na kupanua barabara ya kilomita 170 kutoka Rironi, kaunti ya Kiambu hadi Mau Summit huko Nakuru katika muda wa miezi miwili ijayo. Ujenzi huo ambao utapanua barabara hiyo kutoka barabara 2 hadi 4 ukitarajiwa kuchukua miaka miwili na kukamilika mwezi Juni mwaka 2027. Itakapokamilika, barabara hiyo itasaidia kupunguza msongamano mkubwa wa magari, haswa msimu wa likizo ambapo maelfu ya wasafiri wamelazimika kulala barabarani kwa sababu ya msongamano wa magari wanapokuwa kwenye pilka za sherehe. Mwezi Disemba mwaka uliopita, Rais Ruto alitangaza kujengwa kwa barabara ya Nairobi, Nakuru, Malaba ili kurahisisha shughuli ya uchukuzi. Baada ya mkutano huo, Rais Ruto alielekea katika eneo bunge la Mathare kwa siku ya pili ya ziara yake Nairobi, akiendelea kutoa ahadi kemkem, ikiwemo kwa shule ya upili ya St. Teresa Mathare.
Sasa napika chapati milioni 1. Nitaomba rais anisaidie na mashine ya kutengeneza chapo. Ndio hiyo. Nimekubali, nitamnunulia mashine ya kutengeneza chapo. Sasa wewe gavana, tafuta mahali ya kununua mashine ya kutengeneza chapo milioni 1.
Waraka mjambo. Ruto aliandamana na wabunge zaidi wa ODM akiendelea kuhubiri umoja wa kitaifa uliotiwa moto na salamu za heri kati yake na kinara wa ODM Raila Odinga wiki iliyopita.
Tumekubaliana kama viongozi wa Kenya ya kwamba tuache ukabila, tuache chuki, tuache migawanyiko, tuache ubaguzi. Kenya ni moja.
Lazima tuwe nchi moja, taifa moja, tuachane na ubaguzi wa vyama, ya ukabila, ya dini.
Rais pia alizindua kaunti ndogo 6 katika kaunti ya Nairobi. Ni karata ya hesabu ambayo Rais William Ruto
And President William Ruto now says he will shame those who doubt his ability to deliver on his promises, saying that all the pledges he had made will be met. As Emmanuel To tells us in the following report, the head of state made pledges today that amount to more than 3 billion Kenya shillings in Nairobi as he traversed 3 constituencies.
Hoye! Westlands hoye!
President William Ruto picked up from where he left on Tuesday. He continued to issue more promises to the more than 4 million residents of Nairobi County as his trip of the capital entered day 3. The president, who toured Dagoretti North, Dagoretti South and Westlands constituencies respectively, promising goodies worth over 3 billion shillings, including millions of shillings for the completion of the Kangemi Bridge.
Nimetafuta pesa shilingi milioni 400 kukamilisha hiyo daraja ya hapo Kangemi, na nimemwambia contractor miezi miwili hii daraja iwe imekamilika.
the president pledging 350 million shillings more for the construction of the Ruto market, Dagoretti South constituency, and a colossal amount for the Kangemi market and Kawangware market, cumulatively totaling to about 1 billion shillings.
Na nimekuja kuwatangazia soko ya milioni 500 tunajenga hapa Kangemi. Ndio wafanyabiashara wa hapa waendelee, wafanye mambo yao na Kenya isonge mbele.
The president, who has made a slew of promises on classrooms and buses to schools, saying the government had set aside 1 billion shillings to enhance learning facilities.
Nimetoa pesa ya serikali shilingi bilioni 1 kwa kaunti ya Nairobi. Wajenge madarasa 500 ingine mpya ya kusaidia hawa watoto.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika sake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
Welcome back for this roundup. Welcome back for this roundup part, and I appreciate for those who are still tuning and for those who are still pulling up. Tumeona ahadi zenye rais anatoa na tunaona zinazidi kukua. Tunapomalizia tu naomba tu nao watachangia. Although tunaitaka mitambo kidogo, lakini mambo itakuwa sawa na tunazidi kusonga mbele pamoja kipasaa. Na nazidi kukumbusha kwamba kama hujabonyeza kidole cha subscribe, mweza kubonyeza na ukabonyeza kengele ili kila tunapokuja tuwe naweza kukupata na unaweza kutupata pia na sisi haraka iwezekanavyo, tuweze kusonga mbele pamoja kujenga nchi yetu. Na tumeona tumesikiza zile ahadi amezitoa, na tunapomalizia tu nataka tusikize maoni yenu kwamba anasema kwamba ataweza kuwaibisha wale wote ambao wanasema kwamba hatatimiza ahadi zake, kwamba ataweza kuhakikisha amezitimiza, ataweza kuhakikisha amezikamilisha, na itakuwa tu zile ahadi. Na jana baada anasema kwamba ametupa ahadi kutoka Mandera, ametupa ahadi kutoka kila sehemu, lakini ametuambia kwamba kisha anazikamilisha zile hizo ahadi, hata zitoa tu anazikamilisha zile hizo ahadi, kwamba anazitoa na atazikamilisha. Douglas, naomba kwa ufupi tu tueleze wewe unahisi vipi, atazikamilisha ama bado ni historia nzima?
The people they bado wanangoja nisi. Unakumbuka ni campaign 20 2017 after they were campaigning Nairobi for the 2017 re-election. expressway. He wanted to construct a bigger road, and it had already been commissioned. I think it was the French who was supposed to build it.
Yeah.
But it was expensive. At that point, the country was broke. So when Ruto came in, he halted some of those mega infrastructure projects, especially that one. He just stopped it completely. The French had tried to fight, but you know. But you know, that road needs to have constructed. I just hope that they're not going to toll it, because I just hope they're not going to do that. But I don't think it's possible to complete it within. I'm not sure how long. 2 years. 2 years. I'm not sure if that can happen, even if they actually do commit to construct it. I'm not sure that can happen because those are mega roads. They want to do dual carriage. They want to do dual carriage. So then they are service road. So it's going to be a huge road. It's a huge infrastructure project. It's a huge infrastructure project. So it's interesting to see how considering it's Ruto. Considering it's Ruto, even building a simple low-cost stadium for him is a problem. Up until now, there isn't just one infrastructure project that they have to show for it. The 2.5 or so years they've been in government. I want to see, but it was in like nimesema, I don't see them happening. He's going to embarrass his critics. So sisi tunataka kuaibishwa ama ajeshe lizo. We want him to embarrass us. Tumesema hautajenga hiyo. Actually, we are saying hautaweza kujenga hiyo barabara. We want him to embarrass us. That is what
Is that a setup?
Let us listen to me.
The problem is, for me personally, it is my name. This is the same scenario. This is the same thing he used to during his campaign with the 2022 when he was going around Central. Unapata, the problem is there's so many things. You know, there's a sweet kaka. Yeah. And the most of it unasema tengeneze sijui barabara sijui kutoka wapi mpaka wapi. These are the projects which were being designed by during the Kibaki regime. You see. When Raila was in the Ministry of it was originated from, you see, that time. And you see, coming down to Uhuru. Now Uhuru alikuwa anazilaunch. You see. So watu wanafikiria zile zingine wanafikiria Uhuru performed. But the project zilikuwa ni za Kibaki na Raila during the handshake. You see. Coming down, yeah. Ruto akazipatia. So he's using the same thing again, the magic. You see, there's nothing Ruto is doing. The main thing he's doing right now ni kufungua tu madam, the transformer, how do you call it? Chapati.
A million chapati. The figure. Chapati factory.
Unapata hata kiongea tushamzoea because he has nothing to give us. Even me, I'm embarrassed to see most of politicians during the barrios. Anasema tukufu rais barabara. These people they know it's their rights in the constitution. Barabara is supposed to be constructed. Even Ruto knows, but it's not about begging. Yeah, it's your money. Hizi barabara zinafaa zitengenezwe, and these people they know, but they play stupid to fool us. Yeah. So ukitaka project kwako kutengenezwa, ati mpaka wewe uombe upige magoti, and that is I'm sorry to say that is bullshit, because these things are supposed to be done. Ruto, he has all the machineries. Yeah? He is supposed to know who contractor anafaa kufanya kazi barabara fulani. Anaita those people who are concerned na hiyo mambo za barabara na Ministry of Roads or whatever. Anamuita. What is going on here? What is not happening here? A small just issue. But you know it takes an advantage for gaining mileage here 2027. But hakuna kitu anafanya. Hakuna kitu anafanya. Totally. Yeah. Nothing is doing. And this route from Mombasa to Malaba, project ya kitambo sana. Ni project ya kitambo sana. So asituingize box. Mimi nasema is doing zero. There's nothing is doing. Mpaka tueleze ile pesa ya SHA ile ya NHIF ilibaki ilienda wapi?
Pesa ya SHA bado what is run historia is kwa jana hawajibiki kwamba tukumbuke kama address to the nation. So what do you think about this representation? What do you think about this representation? You see it happen.
Hiyo ni jamba. Amekuwa kitudanganya, si hata hadi before president zingine zenye yani alisema anafanya
he left that yes. And yet remember let us be realistic. Back then, when the was expanded, two calls was more than it took more than 5 years. It took the climbing light.
Another relation with Kasarani is there. Innovation in Kasarani. AFCON they've had to postpone. Their renovation. No,
they are building up a new stadium. They are building up a new stadium. We have to bring you on. How can it happen? How can this happen? Okay, I know the technology is here. Okay, I know we have the technology is here. Now we have the materials machines. But how is it possible to make that happen?
It's not a matter of possibility. The temptation is there to say we can do all things through Christ. But we are talking of how many kilometers? We are talking of 170 kilometers. 170 kilometers.
He said 170 kilometers. But I've checked your Google. It's
183 kilometers. What I can say is that the road construction can be accelerated if they want it to be done within 2 years. It must not be given to one contractor. If it is split into different portions, so that different contractors do different portions, then there will be faster results. And that will require that there will be an overhaul engineer who is making sure that the same ratio of material being used in different different contractors is the same, so that when the road finally joins, it will not have marks. This one used this material, the other one used this material, the other one used this material. If that is done, it is possible for it to be done within that period of time. For example, that 180 kilometers, let's say each contractor is given 50-50, okay? Yes, 50-50. We give it to different contractors, and then they work at different places, then the road joins. That can work. But this one at the contractor started in Westlands and is moving. By the time they get in Naivasha, it will be 2032. It cannot be done in 2 years. So unless there's a different technology, then of course the material being used. If they use concrete and make it cement, it moves faster. But if it's the usual tarmac road with the same old way, it will take forever for it to be finished. It can even go to 10 years. Now, why is he giving promises? Right now, Ruto is desperate. Desperate in the sense that his political calculations are not adding up. Remember, there was a time he told members of parliament that this is not the time to be popular. It's time to do work for Kenyans. He has realized that when he was working for Kenyans, in quotes, he lost popularity. And now he's trying to regain it. And in the process, he's too late, because you are regaining it because of the 2027. So anything you say here is attached to that, to be interpreted in that light. So whether it's, you mean it or you don't mean it, nobody will take you serious for that particular political situation. And then secondly, his political mathematics is not adding up. Even the MOU with ODM, it has it looks shaky. So he doesn't trust it. He can't rely on it. And it seems to be the only thing he has. So the ODM moving out suddenly, there will be an entire collapse of the Ruto politics. He can't go back to Gachagua. Gachagua has taken away whatever portion he was having. DP, we saw Muturi is carrying his goods, leaving. Okay. The Ford Kenya and the ANC, those ones are two people. As usual. Okay. So whether they go or remain, they will still be two people. So they can't give you any political mileage. So it is sad that the determination of William Ruto is going to end up in futility. And then, of course, he's going about it the wrong way. Jose talked about the roads and being the project of Kibaki and the Grand Coalition. It was not even the Grand Coalition, it was the NAC administration of 2002. We had a team called the Dream Kenya. They are the ones who came up with Vision 2030. So the road construction was part and parcel, the infrastructure development was part and parcel of Vision 2030, which is supposed to be inherited by every successive government. So Kibaki does superhighway, the Thika superhighway, and then the next president was now to do the bypasses, which Uhuru did. Okay, the expressway was a bonus, but the really work for Uhuru Kenyatta was to make sure that those bypasses are done and Nairobi is expanded from the original circumference to a bigger circumference. I believe you understand why Outer Ring Road is called Outer Ring. It was the final end of Nairobi, the one surrounding Nairobi. So to move it beyond, because the population has risen, is now the bypasses that are now closing in much circumference. Now, so the Ruto administration needs to take that a notch higher. One is to give us bullet train. We have not seen it. Then the wherever the Kampala, Mombasa, Kampala, wherever, it's not supposed to be even a highway. It should be a railway. The SGR is the one supposed to cover that particular distance. And so I think they are weighing between the two and find which one is more economical in their calculation. But as usual, and this I don't think it has any disputes. William Ruto is looking for how to run away from responsibility. Okay, he's not serious about anything he's saying. He's just telling the public what he thinks the public want to hear. But in actual facts, hakuna plan, na hakuna intention, and that I can guarantee you is going to be so. By the 2027, we'll still be in the same place, blaming one or another for the problems that we have. It is sad, but that's what we have. And that is what we have to do with. So the Ruto administration, it is ailing, it is lame, and it has no capacity to deliver on anything. Look at the things they are telling us that they have done. You can't put a finger on it. They tell you this is working, but when you go to work, it is not working. And I think the really problem is that William Ruto doesn't have an understanding of running the country. He thinks running the country's activities. It's like a pastor who thinks that by having many services, okay, he's growing the church. So he has morning service, second service, third service, evening service, but it's the same people you are recycling in all those services. So he thinks by being active and being out there, you are running the country. But the country is supposed to be managed like the economy needs to be managed. How do you manage the economy? You need to know how much do you have, okay? How much are you making per day? How many mouths are you feeding per day, okay? Like there are million chapatis. So Nairobi population is 6 million, okay? You are producing 1 million chapatis per day. So, so 5 million Kenyans will have to wait for the following. Will have to fast. For the 1 million eats the Monday. The Tuesday 1 million goes to the other one. So tunakula mara moja kwa wiki na ni chapati moja moja. Even the Sakaja feeding program is an anomaly, to say the least. The way they are going about it. Not when a government runs a program, there has to be that exit strategy. Exit strategy whereby when we start the program, we must be involved in it. Make sure that we inject in. But after a period of time, we have studied how many students we have, how many Sukuma week do we have per day, and all that. Then after you have established that that this is what is done, then you now put up what? A system that is self-running, okay? The suppliers are paid out of this. I understand the children are paying 20 bob, okay? That 20 bob is amounting to how much? How commensurate is it to the suppliers of the food stuff, the cooks, and the transporters of the food in various schools? How the hygiene situation of the children feeding from that food, how is it addressed? So what we have here is still a political move. Sakaja is doing politics. He's not feeding children. He's doing politics and he wants to be remembered that he is the governor who fed children. But he needs to understand the proverb from a village. A village people say, you rather treat somebody who has a wound on his leg than the one who is hungry. Because the one who has a wound, after the wound is healed, it will leave a scar. And every time he sees the scar, he will remember you. But the one you gave food, he will tell you, did I ask you for it? Come and take it if you want.
Okay, let's listen to Msimamo. Msimamo is in the building. Msimamo, it's been quite a minute. Msimamo, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. And you, Shalizo, and team, great team, you know.
Hey, Msimamo.
Am I audible? Are you getting me really?
Yes, tukupata, endelea.
Yeah, but ukiwa studio sauti iko sawa. Ukitoka nje ya studio iko na echo mingi. Si kama realize hiyo ama ni ili bamba langu la simu, bati langu la simu ndo linanipa mushkil. Kwa maana hapa nawasikiza sasa hivi mkiwakilia, nilipokuwa nje nikiwasikiza kwa nje, nisipokuwa studio hapa nilikuwa kuna echo mingi kiasi kwamba alikuwa hata usikii kwamba kabisa hiyo sauti.
Okay, tunashughulikia. Kulikuwa na mushkili wa net ndio ilituchapa alafu ikaharibu mitambo, but kwa sasa iko sawa. Kama unatupata,
okay, sawa. Yeah. Sawa, mimi sidhani kama na ukaaji hapa. Kwanza mpokee zangu, alafu kikubwa zaidi Ben, nishukuru for the support. Unajua kutoka tangia yale mambo ya msiba mpaka sasa sijawahi kupata nafasi ya hapa studio, maana yalilifuata mawili kwa mpigo. Nimemuzika mzee, alafu nikisimama hapa ya pili, ya tatu nafuatwa tena mama nyanyangu naye mzaa mama naye pia hivyo hivyo ameaga. So the whole week kipindi chote niko mbioni, lakini nimeingia hapa jana, nashukuru niko poa. So maybe nitajiunga nanyi baadaye tu, lakini kwanza ni shukrani zangu za dhati kwenu nyote for the support. Hilo tu, kwa sababu siwezi kaa hapa, naona pia natemwa nje. So ni kuwapa hai tu, natamani kukaa na nyinyi hapa kujadili yote haya matamu, but sidhani kama nitaweza, lakini kikubwa zaidi ni pia hizi shukrani zangu pamoja na familia yangu for the support, for the great support, brother Bernard and team. Asante.
Sawa, asante. Labda tutakutana hiyo usiku, hata kipindi tunatamatisha. So,
ni sawa. Pia nitakuwa niko mbioni nikijibambanya ikifika mida hiyo, at least niweze kuingia swala rasmi, otherwise muendelee poa.
Neema inatosha dadi, asante.
Hai, naona Msimamo amejaja, amesema shukrani za dhati ziwafikie wote. Wacha tumsikize Kome.
Huyu anaitwa IG.
Acha niombe, nishukuru kwa hii nafasi, lakini pia I just want to excuse myself. I'll join the next round. Niko naiona mahali sifai kuwa nazungumza, lakini nitakuwa na wakati mzuri in a few minutes. Asanteni sana. But I'm here, I'm listening. Thank you. Kwanza hiyo point ya kila mtu anakula chapati moja kwa wiki hiyo imenifurahisha. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana Kome, baba mdume. I appreciate for everyone that was watching, everyone that is warming up, and everyone that is bringing up. Naona mambo ni mingi, lakini masani ndio yananipa kisoda. Muda wetu unazidi kuyoma, lakini na wasi kitu moja. Hebu tufanye hivi, kama mmebandika, pia mimi mninunulie chapati. Tuemboe leo kuna kodale kununua chapati. Lakini sasa mimi nataka mnibaie chapo, si ndio? So that nilipioneti sindete interact kidogo. Let us use the details on the screen. Tucheze kisisi, to spine kisisi. Kama unatumia M-Pesa, cheza na kale ka M-Pesa pale, ndio namba ya simu ni +254 7184585. Ama ucheze na till number it is 516575. Na utabarikiwa, cheza kewe ili tuweze pia na sisi kuweza kupata kwa kipindi hewani na kuweza kusukuma hapa na pale, ili na wewe pia usikose pahali pa kuweza kulainisha nchi. Tunalainisha nchi kila mahali, lainisha popote ambapo unaweza, lainisha popote ambapo unatupata, ili wewe pia na wewe uweze kuwa mchango kwa manufaa kwa hii kipindi napozidi kusonga mbele. Wote ambao mnatazama, tafadhali naomba hii ujumbe uweze kushiriki na mwenzako ili tuweze kusonga mbele pamoja. Tunapotamatisha, nataka tu niwakaribishe wenzangu studioni watuweze kutuaga, na tutaanzia hapa kwa Frank. Frank, naomba utuage tunapoenda nyumbani.
Nashukuru kwa watazamaji wote, za washauri kuwa muendelee kutazama kipindi chetu cha Soundcard Talk.
Haya, Frank ametupa, acha tumaliza na ongea, turudi hapo kwa mkurugenzi mwenyewe. Baki.
But anyway, I think I just wanted to okay, before you are here. Okay, yeah, I wanted to talk about what Ruto is doing, moving around town. Okay, so we've all contributed, and I think one thing that we all agree is that government should come up with sustainable solutions, especially for the young people. Now, ukisikia wakisema vijana hoye, hiyo ndio lugha sasa ya kuibia your future. Anyone who comes and say vijana hoye, just leave it. That guy has nothing. They put you in perpetual poverty so that they're not going to solve the problem, because that problem is what keeps them in power. They come back and talk about those problems, feel like they make you feel like they're resonating with you, and you say that okay, this is the guy who will solve our problems, but they want you to stay in that situation. These people have been saying vijana hoye for 4 decades, but they've been in power for all along. Both of them, the MOU brothers, they've been in power for all this long. Ruto has been in power since YK 92, that is 1992. Raila Odinga has been in power longer. They've been saying vijana hoye all along. So what are they going to solve now? So I think it's this time that people just stop listening to these things. And the other day when I was hosting the show, I quoted a quote from the Roman Empire. There's a poet, can't really remember his name, but I remember what he said. He said that give them circuses and bread, and they will never revolt. So it's just a trick. What Ruto is doing, it's a trick that has been used for ages by rulers to keep their subjects in control. So if you watch those old movies, those vintage movies, like Game of Thrones, you're going to see them. You're going to see those rulers, those kings. They will organize these fighting battles and horse racings. Those are just circuses, and we're seeing them daily. Ruto running around, being entertaining. Akiwachekesha tio sijui itakuja na chapati ya 1 million. So you people joke about that the whole week, and you forget your issues. Then they promise food. It's just the same tactics that have been used by rulers, all along history to keep people in control. Hata pale nyumbani, when your father wants to keep you in control, he as kids is going to take a TV pale and make sure it's going to that. So even if he's abusive, or he does some extreme things, or he's absent, I'm down shida because you're entertained, you're fed. That's it. So that is basically what they're doing. And he's just, I think he's repairing the dent on his image that he brought last year. Last year really dented his image, not just locally, but internationally as well. He's been building a really nice image of this global leader from Africa. But in an instant we shattered that. So I think that is what he's doing now. And you know, I know he's somehow going to do it. I don't believe in his governance, but one thing I've always believed is really true that it's politics. So no matter how it goes, always expect him to come out on the other end alive when it comes to politics. So that's just my final word. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe see you later for the Open Forum Political Show. Thank you. It's Douglas. Have a nice day.
Let me listen to the maternal part.
Once again, Joseph, thank you for watching this channel because it educates you to different issues in life. Don't forget to subscribe and to share and to thumbs up. And most important thing is that keep supporting this channel because it has so many things to deal with, and there are too many things here and there. So let's keep this channel move on to be stronger than the way it is, and then to educate those people who are not aware of or whatever it's going around within our country. And I appreciate the viewers wherever you're watching. I said kudos, I appreciate everything, and my colleagues also to invest their time to share whatever it has been going on in this nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joseph, for that. Let us listen to, we normally call him Mother, but let's listen to the dad.
Well, thank you for being part of In Perspective this week. I believe you have rounded up whatever that took place in the course of the week to the best of our capacity. Maybe we'll be looking on other stories later on in the Open Forum Political Show that is from 11 o'clock in the night. So make sure that you make a date with us. For what has gone down, Douglas is talking about vijana hoye. But it's your lugha ya kuangamiza. Umesema Raila was in politics in the 80s, Ruto in the 90s. Vijana walibaki tu vijana. Hiyo ndio swali langu. So hawa vijana walikuwa hoye in the 80s, and now wazezi or probably they are also now in the group of those who are saying vijana hoye. So we have new vijana. They must be greeted in the normal way of vijana hoye. But here is my point. As young people, especially, let's do more than just talk about our politics and politicians. Let's, one, accept responsibility. The change we need cannot take place without our personal involvement. The personal involvement begins by changing yourself, number one. Number two, where you are. It is a famous statement given by Mother Teresa. She said, the whole world will be clean if everybody swept their doorstep. And so we may go out there, we want to change the whole country, but that change can only start by everybody sweeping their own doorstep. So I would that we need to have both a holistic approach towards the change we want, but be willing to take those minute steps that result into that particular change. And the truth is, time is running out. When you see Ruto cannot stay in State House anymore, cannot stay in the office anymore, he's rushing against time. And so if we want to be part of the change that will make this country be fixed, then we also need to have that urgency of the situation. By one, civic education. Let's inform the next person to you that this is what is required. Two, arm yourself with the required ammunition that will be making you be empowered to be part of the change. That means your voter's card, you are being registered as a voter, you're getting your IDs. Let them not be afterthoughts anymore. I had Natembea the other day asking that the 300 shillings for ID to be waived. Don't wait for the wavering, because this is the Ruto administration. It doesn't do anything for the Mwananchi. It does everything for themselves. And so find that 300 bob. Make sure that you get your ID a year earlier before the elections. Don't just sit there and say Ruto must go. We've been saying this since he was sworn in office, and is still in office. So we must change the approach in order to improve on our results. So as young people, think differently and then understand there are two ways of removing somebody from power: the conventional way and the unconventional way. The unconventional way is usually not the whatever, it's an exception. Okay, it can or it cannot. But there is the conventional way where we operate within the framework of the provision of the Constitution. So if we don't arm ourselves according to the Constitution, hoping that the unconventional way will work, when that unconventional way fails, also this other one fails because we did not prepare for it. So the best way is we push for the unconventional, but we are also conventionally ready. That if we don't kill by the, there is a statement in the Bible where Elisha was told by God to go and anoint 3 different people. Okay, Hazael, Jehu, and another guy. And he says, those who will escape the sword of Hazael, Jehu will slay. And those who will escape the sword of Jehu, the other guy will slay. So we need to have 3 layers of the change we want to do, so that hakuna escape route. If it doesn't go unconventionally, the conventional ways are tight enough to make sure that it goes by the same. If that fails now, we must make sure that the next opportunity available, we don't miss out. So let's do less talking and do much of proper preparation for better presentation at the final hour. When the call is placed, kuwa tayari. Usingoje dakika ya mwisho ndio unaenda kufunga hapo line, naambia nimeenda huko kwa IBC, hawakuniangalia vizuri, wameniuliza maswali mingi, sina majibu, wanasema nilete ID ya anko yangu alikufa. Please don't wait for an excuse, don't look for an excuse. Do what you need to do to be part of the change you require. Thank you very much. Nimetoka.
Thank you for everyone, and I appreciate for those who have been in the shop at this moment. Mimi nitawaacha tuna kitu moja. Kuna juzi mtu alituma kwa TikTok akasema kwamba najua Tanzania tuweze kusaidia Kenya, lakini kwa sababu chakula yetu yote tunakula Tanzania yenyewe pekee yao kweli. Na nikajaribu kuwaza ndani yake nikapata haiongezeki hapo. Lakini Kenya tunachojua ni kwamba siku zote hauwezi kuepuka makosa yako ama kwa kubadilika kwa kumchukia yule ambaye anakukosoa, kwa sababu unadhania anakukosoa kwake, ukitoroka kwake umeijenga mambo kwa sahihi. Wewe ujenge mambo kwa sahihi, usitoroke kutoka kwake. Sina la ziada, nitafungasha, tupatane jioni baadaye.
Lakini kesi ya Waluya lazima tutafanya baadaye. Hawa Tanzania lazima tushikane.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini
You are watching Sound Candy Talk live.